And hello, welcome back to Killer Score. We are back with a late finale for Musical March. We apologize. Our boy over here got a new job, so he's been really busy. And
we had a wedding to go to.
Yeah, so stuff's been all over the place. I thought about moving right into anime, but I didn't want to do this without I didn't want to leave you off on this. Some of you might have been excited. So, yeah, Hamlet 2, the finale for this. This is Killer Score, the podcast that covers cult classic films with awesome soundtracks, cool composers that we believe that you deserve to check out and watch. And, of course, we only cover cult stuff, so, if any of you are new and come in here and be like, you should do this movie that John Williams did the score to, I can guarantee you that that movie is not a cult classic because John Williams did the score. So.
Yeah, we're not doing Star Wars.
Yeah.
Hate to break it to you, we're not doing Star Wars.
So, all right. Here we go. Hamlet 2. I'll launch into this by asking you guys, have you seen it? Tell me if you know anything.
I once saw a trailer for it. I thought it looked like crap. Never watched it.
Okay.
Literally, the first time I heard about this movie was via the podcast and via this guy.
About a month ago.
It was placed on a little list of films that we have compiled together. I saw the title, and I came to Daulton the day after seeing it with a glazed look and a raised eyebrow.
Yeah.
Hamlet
that's fair
2.
Title called Hamlet 2.
And it's from there that I'm going to let him elaborate because I don't have much else to say. I got nothing.
So, this is an interesting one. It's kind of a musical, but I would say that the musical itself isn't the main focus because the film itself is not a traditional musical. It's about a stage musical being put on. So
it's High School Musical, the musical, the show.
Kind of. A lot of you will actually probably, who are watching this, who are big, theater kids, are going to be excited about this one, too, because one of the actors in it went on to become pretty big with the community and already was before this. To elaborate, I apologize. No, not David Arquette. Anyway. Oh, yeah. So Broadway veterans Skylar Astin and Phoebe Stroll from Spring Awakening are in this. They are actually the two theater students that are part of the program at the beginning of the movie. And they were brought in partially due to their Broadway experience. Some of you are freaking out probably about Skylar Astin right now because, from what I understand, Skylar Astin's a very big part of those Pitch Perfect movies, which are very popular.
Yes.
So this one came out in 2008 and was released independently through one of the biggest independent film companies out there, Focus Features.
Yep.
Came out in 2008. I believe I saw this end of middle school, beginning of high school. This is when I caught this one. Shortly after it came out, I saw trailers. I was like, oh, that looks funny. And, I was in middle school. I was in my South Park era. And it advertised that it had some people who worked on South Park on it. And I was like, really? Okay, let me check it out. Mm-hmm. So it's a joint screenplay between Andrew Fleming and Pam Brady. And that is where the South Park comes in. Pam Brady is a very interesting woman. So she was working with Andrew Fleming, the director, together on a few years before this on some failed pilots. They had several failed pilots that didn't take off, but they took off together. They were fast friends, and she was Pam Brady has a huge comedy background. Mm-hmm. She was at South Park from the beginning.
Oh.
She was in the first 4 seasons and involved with the movie. She helped write Team America World Police.
Oh my God.
And she actually left to pursue her Broadway stuff. She's not Broadway, to pursue more film and TV stuff. Because she was like, okay, I've had my fill of South Park. And she was actually a big reason for Matt and Trey even taking off. Because she's the one who convinced them to do Cannibal when they told her about the idea.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know
and she went to college with them.
Oh, yeah, no wonder. Cannibal was a college film.
Yeah. So, in addition to that, she did another cult classic comedy film, Hot Rod.
Really?
Yeah. And also developed the Netflix series Lady Dynamite.
Cool.
She's still working to this day. She actually just did 2 movies. She worked on that DreamWorks film, Ruby Gilman. And she also wrote for another comedy movie called The Bubble. And actually, she's the head writer on an upcoming Smurfs movie that's slated to come out in 2025.
Huh.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Fingers
hopefully
crossed
it's good.
not garbage.
So, Andrew Fleming is an eclectic director. You'd probably know him for directing a couple of other pretty well-known movies. Probably most famously is The Craft. Like, that's probably what he's most well-known for. So,
Just saying.
Yeah.
I love that movie. It has a special place in my heart.
yeah, but that...
Your heart? Really? I never would have guessed.
Yeah, that's probably what he's most well-known for. He's also worked on some other well-known movies like Threesome, Dick, and the 2007 Nancy Drew movie.
Oh, yeah, that was the one with
What was her
Emma
name?
Roberts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
And funny enough, the music guy on this also worked on like that with him, the Nancy Drew movie.
Huh.
So yeah, he's probably most well known for The Craft and directing a ton of sitcom episodes. Like, look up a popular sitcom. There's a chance Andrew Fleming has directed a few episodes of it. Like, he directed a few episodes of Arrested Development, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did a few things of that. He did, like, Emily in Paris and Uncoupled were his most recent stuff that he directed episodes of.
My sister likes Emily in Paris.
Yeah, it's a very popular show.
Yeah.
So this movie came up during those sessions between Andrew Fleming and Pam Brady, and they had the type of comedy that just like hit off immediately, and they were like, okay, what irks you about movies? Like, what's like stuff that like pisses you off? And they were like rambling back and forth. And one thing they nailed on was they noticed that since like the 1980s, there had been a glut of inspirational teacher movies.
Yes.
Oh.
And they were all the same. They always did well. Critics loved them. Audiences loved them, but they hated them.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, they're everywhere. I'm tired of this.
Case in point, Dead Poet Society.
Yeah.
Dangerous Minds.
Yeah. In fact, those were two of the inspirations behind this movie. Big inspirations were Dangerous Minds, Dead Poet Society, Mr. Holland's Opus, and Goodbye, Mr. Chips.
Oh yeah, Goodbye, Mr.
Yeah.
Chips. I forgot about that one.
The working title was even Mr. Holland's Ass, until they realized that was already taken by a porno film.
That's
kind of hilarious.
Perfect.
Yeah. And Fleming said, even though it's a comedy, he actually hoped that this movie would encourage people that like the protagonist, played by Steve Coogan, to put on an original production. Even though this movie's also taking a piss out of the let's put on a show to save the blank. That's also what it's like making fun of.
Blues Brothers.
Yeah. I
We're
think
on a
that's
mission from God.
I honestly think that's part of why this film did poorly, because they marketed it entirely in the musical section, which made it kind of hard to tell that it's like meant to be an irreverent parody. And I think they also didn't want to market the parody stuff because like the parody genre had really been taking a hit at that point, from the over release of the Scary Movie films to stuff like Epic Movie, Date Movie,
all the Friedberg and Seltzer stuff.
So
Garbage.
he brought in Andrew Fleming brought in one of his music people for this, and so did Steve Coogan.
Yeah.
So Ralph Sell and Steve Brown worked on this together. Ralph Sell is currently the president of Bulletproof Entertainment, along with being a record producer and a songwriter. He's been music supervisor on countless productions like Speed, Tremors, the 2002 Scooby-Doo movie, and was also the composer and music supervisor for this and that Nancy Drew movie. But probably what you know him best for is his producer work.
Oh boy.
He has produced for tons of music legends like Paul McCartney, the Ramones, Aerosmith, Cheap Trick, and many more. I had to like narrow this list down. He even won a Razzie for his work on Addams Family Values for Worst Song when he helped with the remix of Whoomp There It Is.
Oh.
Yeah, the Addams Family Whoomp. So, yeah. And Steve Brown, who sadly actually passed away just a few months before we did this, believe it or not. Old age. He was an old guy. He like was born in the 40s.
So he's like 80 something.
Yeah. He was a British composer that passed away earlier this year. And while you probably don't know his work, like if you're British and you watched some BBC productions, you probably know his work because he did like countless TV show stuff, like incidental music. Like he was a little music guy, but he did everything for the BBC basically. And Steve Coogan kind of brought him in from knowing him because he worked on what lead actor Steve Coogan is probably most well known to for our British viewers. He worked on Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge. Alan Partridge is just a recurring Steve Coogan bit that he's come up with of like, you know, those inappropriate, not holier than that, like more like thinks they're more important than they are, sort of like small local TV anchor pundit. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. He's like a pundit who thinks he's much more important and famous than he actually is, and nobody actually likes the guy, but they just hide it. And by the way, that's what really sells this film too. Steve Coogan, comedy legend. He's going to be on this show again. Americans, you probably know him best for Tropic Thunder.
Oh my God.
He's the film director in Tropic Thunder.
I remember.
Yep. And he's been in a billion other things, but I think he was in the Night at the Museum movies too.
Yeah, I think
he worked
he
with Ben
was...
Stiller a lot.
Yeah, he does work with Ben Stiller a lot.
I think he was one of the museum characters.
Yeah, I think he was one of the little museum people.
I think he was one of the cowboys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think you're right. But yeah. Funny enough, despite the production took place where the movie's set, which is actually very rare.
Oh, yeah.
The film is set in New Mexico, which is where production took place. And it was actually filmed mainly in West Mesa High School and used real students as extras.
Cool.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it was a box office bomb.
Yeah.
Only made about half of its budget.
Well, I mean, it's on this podcast.
Yeah. And one thing I found really interesting is Hamlet 2 could have been anything in there, they said. They're like, that the musical itself isn't the point. It was just meant to be a really bad, weird, original show. And they said Hamlet 2 itself was one of the last things they actually did during pre-production. Because this movie took them years to do even pre-production, just to write the script. It took them like 5 or 6 years just to like nail everything. To the point that until they had Elizabeth Shue read the script and say she wanted to be in the movie, her character was just listed as famous actress. Because the whole gag is you're having a famous actress play themselves. But they have to like do a reverent joke about how they're kind of over the hill. And
I like Neil Patrick Harris in the Harold and Kumar movies.
Yeah, very good example. So yeah, that's what I have to say about this. The movie also has 4 original songs for the musical section. Yeah, and it also, and in addition, we have starring in this film, we have Steve Coogan, Catherine Keener, David Arquette, Amy Poehler, and Elizabeth Shue. You'll notice a lot of comedy veterans in there, and some people who've been on the podcast before, like Amy Poehler.
Yeah, literally our first episode.
First episode. Okay, so who wants to read the back of the box for this? All right, here we go.
Okay.
You want to hold the mic up to him?
I'll hold the mic to him.
While he's doing.
Okay, unless he wants to do both.
Oh, I'm quite the multitasker.
All right, just don't drop it.
Thank you. One high school drama teacher is about to make a huge number 2 in this wildly irreverent and completely outrageous movie from the producers of Little Miss Sunshine. When his school theater department is threatened to be cut, failed actor turned high school drama teacher Dana Marsh writes a play that he hopes will solve everything. A sequel to Shakespeare's Hamlet. Now staging one of the most politically incorrect musical theater extravaganzas ever seen, Dana and his class will put it all on the line for one controversial, conflicted night of hilarity.
Okay. So
Sorry, once I hear politically incorrect musical, I just remember there was an episode of Skins where the theater teacher did a musical on 9/11.
oh jeez.
And this was 2007.
So
Wait,
there's
Really?
Yeah,
that
that's
was
an episode.
real?
That was an episode of Skins.
So before we get into this, does anyone have any thoughts before going in, or anything they'd like to say?
Let's do this.
Yeah, going in completely blind, went in
Neither
with...
of them have seen this.
Yeah, neither of us have seen this. I've
Neither
only
of us
one
have
shitty
seen it.
trailer.
I probably haven't seen it since the year or the year after it came out. I've only seen it. I've seen it like a couple times, but it's been a while.
Aaron, it's a pop filter.
I know, it's going to swing in circles.
I know. So why is it so funny to you every time?
I don't know, it just is.
It's like
like every time it moves, it goes, wee!
it's
All right.
it's like jingling keys in front of you. Anyway,
Shut up.
So we'll see it a bit. Let's get into it with Hamlet 2.
Hamlet 2.
Hamlet 2.
And we're back with
You can want one?
Okay.
kind of
Where's the
dicks.
box? What
Give
is
yeah,
it?
give me the box.
They're from Trader Joe's. Have fun.
Welcome back to Killer Score, where I'm learning very hard who the generous one is.
That's me.
Yeah, after being prompted. We are back with the screening of Hamlet 2, and because Daulton is a creature of mischief, I guess the uninitiated will start with his opinions. It's topsy-turvy day.
It is a good cookie.
Okay.
It's really good cookie. Get these Trader Joe's.
Yeah, if you guys haven't had the maple leaf cookies with the cream filling, oh boy.
Hamlet 2.
Oh, what kind of drink
So-
you got? What kind of drink you got?
I got water. Classic, you know. You can't beat it.
I'll still some in a second.
Oh, yeah.
Hamlet 2.
No, my little pony glass.
So the idiocy of both of my co-hosts aside, I really enjoyed this. This movie is hilarious.
We're in the spirit of the film.
Yeah, the gonzo off the cuff spirit of the film. Steve Coogan is perfect.
It's Steve Coogan.
It's Steve Coogan, but he slips into the role of this well-intentioned but terribly dysfunctional teacher.
Yeah.
Just perfectly.
Is she wrong? Have her damn cookie and tell me if she's wrong.
They're good cookies.
They're good.
I
cookies.
enjoy these cookies, but I just failed to navigate the box. Aaron,
Okay,
can you?
Aaron, it's your turn while Richie.
While I navigate
Reggie
the
navigates
cookie
a
box.
box of cookies.
And then we'll discuss. Let's
Yeah.
keep going.
Well, hey, it's late. We're having some sugar. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with having a little sugar.
Yeah, a little midnight sugar.
Oh, midnight sugar.
It's not midnight, it's actually like 8 o'clock.
No.
Anyway, moving on. What are you doing? You're just smacking me in the face. Abuse!
What the fuck's going on over here?
No, okay, so back to the movie. I'm sorry, I'm in a very silly mood tonight. I gotta cross my shirt.
I can tell.
Anyway, back
Hamlet 2.
back to the movie. Back to the movie. So, I didn't really expect like high art, to be honest.
No.
I didn't expect that at all.
It's called Hamlet 2, for Christ's sakes.
It's called Hamlet 2, for fuck's sake. However, I did actually really enjoy this movie. Because remember when I first saw trailers of it, I was probably in, what, like 8th grade? Probably?
Yeah, we were both like 8th grade. Yeah. 2008, so.
Yeah, about 8th grade. And
Yeah.
7th grade, early 8th grade. But anyway, so we, this is the cookie episode.
It's the cookie episode.
So this is, when I saw the trailer for this, I thought this is the dumbest schlock I've seen in my life. Because the only thing I remembered is when I get home, my dad's gonna crucify me.
Yeah.
Which wasn't even the right line. But I actually really like this movie. It makes me want to work on actual things. Like, it's almost inspirational in a way.
Yeah, like as Andrew Fleming said, he kind of accomplishes making you want to like
Make art.
even if it's
I'm dropping the
controversial.
camera.
Even if it's, even if it's like controversial and subversive, or like something that like everyone tells you, hey,
Don't do that.
don't do that, because sometimes you just gotta follow your dreams, like literally, as the father of one of the kids says, I'm absolutely horrified, and yet I'm intrigued.
I'm fascinated.
And yet I'm fascinated.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. It's gonna do that all the time.
Killer score this episode. Erin versus the pop filter. Anyway,
Oh yeah, it's like that every episode.
here especially though.
Yes.
But yeah, as I've said, this movie is a comedy classic. Everybody's performances, honestly, is just top tier.
Yeah.
Elizabeth
Shue is
Shue.
a delight. She's a
She
delight.
really is. I love her in this movie.
Yeah, great over the hill actor type of thing. Hardcore making fun of herself.
Yeah.
David Arquette's facial acting does a lot of heavy lifting to compensate for the fact that his character's like nothing. Doesn't talk at all.
Well, literally, his whole character is he's very boring and like makes observations that everyone notices. Like, another hot sunny day out. Yeah, thanks. We live in fucking Tucson.
I'd say my favorite.
Right?
I'd say my favorite performance though would have to be Catherine Keener as Dana's wife, because she is just
She's
A
awful.
mess.
she's
a fucking mess, too.
she's a disaster. She's a walking disaster.
Yeah,
She's-
and not in a fun way.
No.
She drinks, she condescends to this guy. Sometimes he deserves it,
Yes.
but other times she's just kicking him while he's down.
Most of the time, she's kicking him while he's down.
This is one of those movies that's like the unsung contender in like the parody genre, and honestly, it's what Pam Brady's really good at. Because when you think about it, Team America: World Police, the first part of the movie, which by the way, I stand by this, only the first half of that movie is good. The second half kind of blows.
Yeah, it
Haven't
goes
seen it.
downhill.
But the first half, it's a great parody of U.S. foreign policy and how we think we're like these big hero types, but we just fuck everything up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like literally, at the beginning of the movie, they like blow up all of Paris and get a bunch of people killed, and they're like, "We've done it again. America has stopped the terrorists."
It's literally that SpongeBob thing of like, look, Patrick, we saved the city.
Yeah. And Hot
American
Rod,
foreign policy in a nutshell.
and Hot Rod's a great parody of like those underdog sports movies. Have either of you seen Hot Rod?
Nope.
Potential episode?
You haven't seen Hot Rod?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh,
Potential episode?
absolutely. You got Andy Samberg and some of the Lonely Island crew.
Oh.
Okay. Get my
And
attention.
Done.
I'm gonna tell you guys really with this one.
Yeah?
Will Arnett.
Okay.
And he's playing one of his classic character types, douchebag boyfriend.
Oh.
That's all you had to say.
Yeah, it's Will Arnett. No, that one's great. But she's like an expert at parody. Like those first few seasons of South Park, the best seasons in my opinion.
the good seasons.
South Park
Pre-movie.
Yeah. Everything after the movie really goes downhill. It's like
Yeah.
SpongeBob, to be honest.
Yeah.
As you eloquently and not at all controversially put in the Road to El Dorado episode.
Yeah. My point is, she just really made those first few seasons, and I think South Park lost a lot of its identity when it stopped being so irreverent, and Matt Stone and Trey Parker started being up their ass.
And
It's like,
started
hey, isn't it funny that this thing is currently going on in the world?
Yeah.
getting all, tracty about it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, don't get me wrong. There's some parts of the early South Parks where they do that, and it's so, like, off the mark, off the cuff, and, like, wrong that it becomes hilarious in hindsight. look no further than the Chinpokomon episode,
Oh.
which is just like, what's this crazy new Pokemon thing? It's just like all the other fads of the past. The kids are gonna forget about it, and it's gonna be gone in a few months.
That was actually a good episode.
It is a good episode. I will give it that. The whole running gag with the Japanese like getting people to like stop fighting them by just like complimenting how big their penises are, legitimately funny. But yeah, it's the point is I really think Pam Brady is an unsung comedy hero.
After seeing this, I'd be inclined to strongly agree.
She's just very funny. She works really well with others. And clearly,
That sounds like a job resume.
and clearly, her and Andrew Fleming are a spectacular duo. I really think they need to team up for more projects in the future.
Absolutely.
You know, that just made me think of something.
Yeah?
What do celebrity job resumes look like? Like, if they had to write a resume.
I couldn't tell.
Fuck.
I couldn't tell you that,
What
but I
would
could.
Nicolas Cage's resume look like?
It'd be very long. For
Very
them.
long.
Yeah, but you have to keep a resume under 3 pages.
Oh shit, you do?
Well, you don't have to, but if it's more than 2 pages, generally they stop looking at it.
Whoa. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
You know,
Note to self: this weekend, Erin, can you help me?
I
write
need
a
to
new
pad your resume. Got it.
No, you need to help me write a new resume. It's too long.
Oh my god.
Seriously, my resume is like 5 or 6 pages.
what?
What size font are you using?
I've worked a lot of jobs.
Yeah, you don't have to put the ones relevant to the ones you're applying to.
I'm supposed to have multiple resumes?
Yeah, for each job you're applying to in different fields.
That explains so much. I literally threw everything in the kitchen sink in that bitch.
Oh, you should have seen me
Wait.
writing
what was
someone
this
else's resume. It was
podcast about again?
It was like interest astrology. I'm like, no one gives a shit about that.
What was this podcast about again?
Great at sex.
Nathan's hot dog eating contest 2004.
Hamlet 2. So
Not how to write a resume.
Dean's Award. Dean certificate.
Oh yeah, you do have.
I have a Dean certificate.
You do.
Huh.
Yeah, there was a semester I had all straight A's.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Right?
Never happened to me.
Look at me. Look
Even
at me.
I had like a B in math.
How did? Yeah, was it math?
I didn't have math that semester.
Oh, okay. You
Anyway.
asshole.
What?
I got stuck taking
I'm
math
sorry.
every semester.
I'm smart. I will fully admit that. I'm a brainiac.
Hamlet 2. Okay.
Okay, now we're just infighting about resumes.
Okay,
I read
Cat.
things.
But yeah, the obvious players are really good.
Oh, yeah.
Do I even need to say that Amy Poehler steals every scene she's in?
Yeah, she's in this movie for probably a grand total altogether
minutes.
of like 10 minutes at most. She's amazing the entire time.
Oh
Oh yeah.
Every scene she owns, she as the ACLU
Firefuckers.
My husband's a Jew.
firefuckers.
If you're wondering about the Feldstein, my husband's a Jew.
Yeah, she's just like, the classic firebrand lawyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plays it to perfection.
I think our play's gonna be great. That's irrelevant.
Just
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
that quickly. The kids do a good job too, though.
Oh, the kids are
The
great.
kids are great.
All the characters are great. I fucking love the running gag with Yolanda. This girl just gets the shit beaten
kicked
out of her the entire play.
And then she
the entire movie.
she's mute until like the last like 20 minutes.
Where she literally tells her teacher he's a pussy and he needs to stop bitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just gives a big rousing speech.
There's screams in it.
You got the one like racist kid who clearly has a fetish for, the Latino kids in
Yeah.
her class.
Epiphany, that's her name.
Epiphany.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll pray for you.
Yeah. And by the end, she's stealing TVs and, like, using Spanish casually and, like, trying to fuck one of her classmates backstage.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Yeah, he literally had to push her off, basically. Like,
Like,
oh,
listen,
we
we got
can't
shit
do
to
that
do."
here. We can't do that.
Yeah. And that one kid who ends
Haywood?
up...
Or the
Hey-
gay kid?
No, Haywood, I think.
Yeah, they called him Haywood.
I think they said his real name's Javier.
I thought it was Octavio.
No, that's the character from the play.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
That's
so
the
Javier's
character. Javier is his real name. He was playing the character Octavio.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Javier, the whole setup of that joke, the whole setup of, like, the family rejecting.
You think he gets it right away, because Hey Would You Blow Me is such a common, fake name.
Yeah.
And he nods and smiles, so you think he's like, okay, I see what you were doing.
But then it turns out he fell for the joke.
Yeah, and then later when he's speaking to the parents, which this movie skews demeaning white liberalism so well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Between Epiphany and between the teachers.
Yeah, because Mr. Maersk.
They call him Marks.
Yeah, or Marsh.
Or Marsh.
Yeah, Mr. M. He basically goes to their house like, I'll go to the ghetto where you live. These hard-boiled Latino tough people, they don't understand the arts. And the wife is a accomplished painter who has a painting hanging in the Guggenheim.
She has a whole exhibit at the Guggenheim.
Yeah, the father is a published author of 9 books.
And they live in this bougie-ass house.
Yeah. And his whole objection to his son being in the play has nothing to do with traditional masculinity values, any of that crap. He's like,
it's like, you're fucking up Hamlet.
He's just like, you're. This is Shakespeare, man. You can't do a sequel to The Bard.
Yeah, and you're just, the whole point of Hamlet is how tragically it ends. You're undercutting the vision, and he's very soft-spoken and very
but very poignant.
And Mr. M is just kind of nodding and being like, "That's very insightful, thank you."
You want to help me write this?
Yeah, he's just blown away.
Just blown away the whole time. What was? Oh, I had a. Oh yeah, way in the intro, Daulton and I were talking about inspirational teacher movies, and I had name dropped Dangerous Minds and Dead Poets Society.
They outright name drop every inspirational.
Little did I know, I would
name drop all of them.
Yeah, and
I was accidentally on point.
And hey, if you count school coach ones, you got stuff like Coach Carter, Remember the Titans,
Hoosiers.
Yeah, they're everywhere, and it makes a good point. And Marsh is clearly one of these guys who wants to be seen as these inspirational teachers, and clearly cares for his students. He's just not very talented,
and he also sucks at his job.
And he sucks at his job, and he's going through a lot. I honestly think he would be a lot better in life if his wife hadn't been holding him down for so long.
Honestly, yeah. This guy, it's the classic case of,
I love you, but he doesn't understand that she's really bad for him.
Yeah.
It's like the guy who is clearly fighting his own demons and not realizing the fact that he is a broken man.
Yeah, literally, he's been sober for 7 years at the beginning of the movie, and she's like, I miss when you drank.
Just and later they reveal he stopped drinking because he got a DUI.
Yeah. And that the school pays him basically nothing.
Yeah. And he can't, and because of his DUI, he can't drive, obviously.
So he has to roller skate.
So there are roller skates everywhere.
He's a sad, pathetic husk of a man.
Yeah. And he puts his child into the play where his dad beats him.
Literally, the way he's able to make the art is by putting all of his demons into it and essentially creating therapy through the play. It's honestly kind of deep. It's kind of deep.
It's kind of
It's sad too.
Yeah.
At one point, you start
they're
out
rehearsing early on, and it's like, "Don't you hit that kid again?" And he's like, "Wow, if you were around when I was 8."
Oof.
Yeah.
The thing is, I started this movie treating Mr. M like the protagonist of, say, a Judd Apatow movie.
Yeah.
Just a complete scumbag who you're meant to laugh at for his ineptitude, his lack of vision and talent. But then, I don't know. halfway through the movie, I just ended up feeling sad for this guy.
Yeah, you almost can't help but like him because everyone hates this guy.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
You sad, sad little man.
He just wants to do his plays,
Be an actor,
help people out, and everyone just
make his
fucking
art.
hates this guy.
and it's one of those things. Steve Coogan was walking a fine line with this guy.
Yeah,
Because characters like this, you need a balance. Because
tiptoe that line.
you need to tiptoe that line because he could either be really endearing or really
insufferable.
annoying.
Yeah.
He starts out as a big giant ribald parody of inspirational teachers who
Yeah.
you are making fun of along with the rest of the characters.
Yeah.
But then, oh my god, I just realized something.
This is a parody that also serves as an inspirational teacher movie.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
Because
The
the
School of
students
Rock.
inspire him.
And then also, we, much like the audience and the teachers and the non-theater kids,
And
all the critics,
haters.
much like them, we start out hating them and the concept of this play, and then end.
You get intrigued by it. And by the
Yeah.
end, you're like, oh my god, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
This movie works on such
So many levels.
Yeah, it
so many
does, it
levels. And it helps that if we have to go into spoilers later, well,
I gotta say, though, too, what really serves this movie well is the build-up.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
every little bit,
We get
yeah.
we get little snippets of Hamlet too throughout the movie,
little previews.
little previews, little rehearsals and stuff.
Yeah.
But what also makes it work is everything we see in the rehearsals doesn't make it into the actual play.
Yeah.
Which
We
happens.
don't see it. We don't
Yeah.
see that part when
You don't
they
see
do it.
drunk dad beating the kid.
No, because he even admits he cut that part down.
Yeah.
It's honestly good. It's really good.
Yeah, and you don't see spoiler, even though it's built up, like it's name dropped, but then they show nothing else of it, and then when it comes in the big musical scene at the end,
Yeah.
it's hilarious. It's well staged. It's catchy.
Yeah. What did you guys think about the music? That's what I'm really curious about.
It's funny, the original music, it's both on the nose and hilarious at the same time.
Yeah, it really fits the genre.
It very much feels like this is a musical that gets produced in high schools. That's how, not the lyrics, of course not.
No,
but
it has the production level.
it has the production level of a high school musical.
Yeah, and
production.
the feel. The sound, too.
Yeah, and the sound. It was actually not. I feel like our high schools we can't really use examples of because
Mine could.
Also, clearly you can't do it, too, just because they don't stage it in the high school.
Yeah, they don't stage it in the high.
They
No,
stage
what
it
I
out
meant.
in the middle of the.
Yeah, what I meant is your high school was part of a thespian society.
Yeah, mine was.
So was mine.
Mine was above the grade of your typical high school.
My high school had.
Lucky.
Yeah, so was mine. My high school put so much fucking money in the theater department. We had 3 stages.
Hi, my best friend Russell, winner of a governor's award.
What?
Yeah, Russell
Yeah.
won the governor's award.
Russ, if you're watching this, congrats, man. Holy, you are awesome. Seriously.
Yeah, he won that back when we were in high school. There's a photo of him shaking hands with Chris Christie. Chris Christie handed the award to him.
That's actually kind of funny because Chris Christie fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I mean,
And he cut funding the schools all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that was his thing, was cutting school funding.
Yeah, he had a fetish for cutting school.
everyone,
closing beaches.
everyone
On 4th of
has,
July weekend, so he could just sit his ass on a beach during a pandemic.
everyone has at least one good thing about them, like the fact that Roger Ailes is dead.
Ew.
Ew.
Oh, we are dead.
And so you just
speaking
hit
of people,
and it just fell.
speaking of people who are dead,
All right,
Anyway.
should we?
spoilers
Yeah,
for that
spoiler
musical.
territories.
All right,
Wait, just before we go into spoilers, just so people know in case they want to skip. Okay, what is your favorite of the musical song numbers that they put in the play? I'm gonna be predictable. I'm gonna say "Rock Me, Sexy Jesus."
I'm gonna be predictable. It's "Rock Me, Sexy Jesus."
Predictable numero tres. Rock Me, Sexy Jesus.
Yeah. It's catchy.
Although
it's
really fucking catchy.
rock me, sexy Jesus.
It has no right being as catchy as it is, but it is.
Oh yeah, it will get stuck.
It's
in
an
your head.
earworm. It is the definition of an earworm.
I love when you see the church ladies like fawning over sexy Jesus.
Yeah, they
very
get
all,
it.
all the Bible
I get it.
thumpers.
Yeah, the church ladies.
They end up getting it because they're like, "Whoa, Jesus is sexy and badass."
Yeah, because he fought the devil.
Yeah.
And then that one moment where he does the crane kick against the devil, I look to Daulton and I go, please tell me they cut to Elizabeth Shue. And they cut to Elizabeth Shue. And she's like, oh, the crane kick. That's great. That's a crane kick.
Yeah.
But if I don't know if it's kind of cheating, but the runner-up for me,
the gay men's choir version
of Someone Save My Life.
Yeah.
Oh, that one was actually
like that was actually beautiful.
It's actually really beautiful.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, a choir version of Someone Save My Life actually does work.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure my high school a cappella choir did that.
It's great. It's great. So,
what's up?
hold on one sec. Can you take the?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Nate.
Huh?
Okay.
You keep pinging.
Yes.
You keep getting pings.
I get pings, and I know who the culprit is. I know it's you, Nate.
He knows it's you.
Because you do this all the time, Nate, and you're not cute about it, Nate. I mean, you kind of are cute, but not that cute, Nate.
I'm waiting for a message saying "fuck you" to pop up on your Discord.
So yeah. Anyway, we're inching into spoiler territory. Spoilers at what's our timestamp?
41:52.
Wow, we're running kind of short on this episode. All right, well, we'll be in spoilers probably for a little while.
Yeah.
So
maybe.
okay, we're in spoilers. The film culminates in them getting literally like pushed out of like the school and everything.
Yeah, the school's drama department gets cut entirely.
Every single venue they could practice in the school gets cut. They start out in the cafeteria.
Yeah, snackatorium.
The snackatorium, and the lunch ladies who were making stuff
Pushed them
out
because it's a cafeteria.
Yeah.
And not to mention because Mr. M yelled at them one too many times.
Yes.
And then they go to the volleyball court. Or was
they
it
go to the gym.
They go to the gym.
And then they get pushed out of there.
And they get pushed out of there. They're in a parking lot at one point, and then
and then some guy and the guy who
Brent, the gay kid.
No, well, I was jumping ahead.
The engineer kid.
The engineer kid was like, "Hey, I know this rave place."
Yeah, so they find an abandoned old rave place, and they get to stage their play there.
Yeah, a warehouse that is now currently used for raves.
That's something I'm really, really impressed by. This movie knows how to set up jokes and escalate them.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Elizabeth Shue is my favorite example, because when she's brought in to be interviewed by the kids and they do the whole classic, oh, who's this? And then one kid asks, what do you miss about acting? And then she says, making out with hot guys in the love scene.
Yeah.
And then towards the very end...
And in that very scene when he gets hurt, she tries to make out with him. And it's like, oh, yeah. And then at the end, they just do the most disgusting making out you can imagine.
At the very end.
Like, completely tongue out. Like,
Completely
not
tongue
even...
out.
Mouth not even, like pressed
making
together.
contact. It's just...
just, like, whirling tongues together.
Yeah, like... Again, the escalation of everything is so good. And, again, with Epiphany, too. All the jokes, they just keep getting...
That girl needs help.
Yeah, that girl
needs help.
She needs to go to counseling.
She was great, though. Like
she was great.
Both of the Broadway people for this are great. Skylar Astin and...
What's her name?
I'm trying to find it.
Phoebe something?
No. Keep going.
Is that Phoebe Stroll?
Yeah, and Phoebe Stroll. Yeah, they're really good. Skylar Astin and Phoebe Stroll, they're really good in this. Like I said, the musical numbers are good. I like how they're set up, too. one of the very first things we see is after Mr. Marsh puts on yet another crappy play adaptation of a good movie with Erin Brockovich.
Yep.
He gets a review where the kid like just completely trashes it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
This freshman
the mini Roger Ebert, as I like to call
Yeah,
him.
he's so good.
who looks like a 7th grader, but is a freshman in high school.
Yeah, it's perfect. He's great, but
Just his complete professional monotone.
yeah,
as
and
he's
this
talking
is a high
about.
school kid, which makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
And there's a great little side gag where you see that he writes reviews in the school newspaper.
Yeah.
It's a blink and you'll miss it where his face is,
Yeah.
front and center.
And then later he's able to like do the 11th hour thing to like get more. He basically brings national attention to it by like writing in the school paper about how they're like, violating freedom of speech, and then it gets to the local level, and then it escalates after there's
And then the
a C&D, and the ACLU gets
gets
involved, and it gets brought to New York Times, and it's all set up in a very honestly believable kind of way too.
And this was before like social media blew up.
Yeah, and they really captured how the media cycle worked back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really well done. What was I going to say about it? Yeah, but the setups are amazing.
And the payoffs.
Yes. The first original song we are treated to is, and I am not joking with you here, I don't know if we're going to have to censor me for saying this. I always forget how YouTube is. It's not like we're monetized anyway. Who cares?
We might just have to mute the word or something.
Whatever.
I'll bleep it.
They have a song called in the Face. And believe it or not, that was set up earlier because one of the first things we see Marsh do is read the review with his students. And he says, I feel like I've been in the face.
Yeah.
Number one, objectively funny.
Yeah.
Number two, you can count on me. I can cut it. Hey, I did well for that. Daulton, I love you, but you're a pain in the ass sometimes. I'm not gonna repeat it, but I had to bleep him and put a frowny face over his mouth. Fuck you, dude. Anyway.
And we've got to bleep that too.
I'm a bad little boy.
Yes, you are.
Anyway. Like I said, setup, payoff. This movie is a master of both.
Absolutely.
You think a joke is done in this movie, but it never is.
Sorry.
Yeah, and like the music
Yeah,
work.
because the thing is, it's a style of comedy where it goes from where you think the joke is over, but then it comes back 15 minutes later and it's funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they literally break the rules of three with Yolanda, but it's funny because they keep escalating it.
Yeah. It's like she gets hit with a trash can, she gets hit with something else.
She gets bowled over, knocked down.
Same thing with Epiphany.
She gets slammed into the fucking wall.
And they end up setting up some Matrix-style wire work for the stage scenes, and that's when Yolanda's jokes hit their peak because she's suspended and she gets slammed into the gym walls.
And let me just say, even the like extras and just the people with a few speaking roles, great. That guy who showed up at the rave with like a comfy like chair, like a living room,
chair?
he had like a living room chair.
He had a recliner.
He had a couch.
He had a straight up like Archie Bunker chair that he brought in with him. And he's just like stoned out of his mind the entire time.
And he's like, whoa.
And every time it cuts to him, he's amazing.
Yeah, he's like, whoa, man.
Like in the opening
with
he's
the
like,
time
machine.
Let's fucking go. Like, he's so good.
He's just high off his ass.
The principal.
The principal is the worst.
I like how he's literally like forcibly like held down by like the gang members to watch the play.
What?
Like, what if I have to pee? Okay, I guess I'll sit here.
I'll just pee on your
gym
shoes. Gym shoes.
Yeah. He's just so resigned to it. The music's great, like we said. Rock Me Sexy Jesus should not be as catchy as
No,
it
it
is.
really
Oh, it
shouldn't
is.
be.
It won't leave, people. It will never leave.
I'm really glad I'm off work tomorrow, because otherwise I would have to be stuck in my head all day when I'm at the office.
It's honestly an insanely catchy, like, doo-wop style number. It's so good.
Funny enough,
Yeah.
we saw a similar number in the previous episode. It kind of had the same energy as the Eddie song from
And he said he didn't like it, said
Yeah.
he
From,
didn't
Rocky
like
Horror
it.
Picture Show.
But man,
Yeah.
Ralph Sal and Steve Brown, they killed it with this. This score
Yeah.
is really good.
Score's great, and it brought me back to high school in the best ways.
Oh yeah.
To my days in the chorus. My
Yep.
days doing musicals with all my best buddies.
So, you guys got any other favorite things about this movie you want to bring up?
This is gonna sound like an odd take, but I really like the lighting.
Oh,
lighting's good in
yeah.
this, yeah.
Good
Yeah,
stage
lighting is actually really good in this movie.
It really is.
It's not like a lot of movies that came out during that time where you feel like you have to turn the brightness up on your TV to watch the damn movie.
No, the brightness is actually really good.
Because even in the night scenes, you can see everything that's going on.
A lot of good color, too.
Color grading.
Let me just say, here, like a little,
I feel like you guys
one
are
of our-
pushing
sorry.
closer and closer.
one of our little trademark Daulton mini rants. I know you guys love these.
Yeah, these are like the running gags.
Hi Ben, I know you love these.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
What the fuck is up with lighting nowadays?
Oh my god, yeah.
Do we just not pay set electricians anymore?
No, they don't. They probably don't.
Like, lighting fucking sucks in movies
Because they
nowadays.
just think they can tone correct it when they get it when they go into post.
It's, they literally like, oh, we'll fix it in post. Oh, we'll fix it in post. I'm going to be real with you. It's a side effect of shooting everything on fucking green screens nowadays.
Yeah.
And just, like, being lazy. What happened to building fucking sets?
I know.
What happened to shooting on location?
Yeah, I mean, look at the difference between Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
For no better
It breaks my heart.
for no better example too. A great example too.
yeah.
Look at the difference between Star Wars Episode 1, where they still were using some like sets and stuff like that,
Oh,
like
Yeah.
practicality
I know where
and
this
all
is
that.
going. I know where this is going.
And then go to Episode 2, where all the lighting fucking sucks and everything looks fake as shit.
Look at Geonosis.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Fucking the end battle with like the big clone section, it's just a mess of colors and
CG.
everything looks like shit, man. It doesn't look good.
It doesn't. I'm sorry.
Like, this was a $9 million movie that came out in 2008, and it's got better lighting than Endgame did.
Yeah. you're
I
right.
hate that you're right.
Because
I hate that.
that movie's
Just
lighting,
twice.
and I'm sorry, Marvel's lighting in general is
It's
fucking
garbage.
atrocious. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should not put out a movie with a budget as big as Endgame and make me be squinting in a theater with a giant screen to go, who's that there? I don't know, because everyone's covered in dirt and grime and everything is brown.
And
See, you know what? I feel like the last Marvel movie with good lighting was the original Avengers.
Hey, Endgame, the Batman had better lighting than you. The movie with the character whose whole thing is darkness had better fucking lighting. And also, it's just a better movie.
It is better.
I'm just going to say, it's just a better fucking movie.
Yeah, because the thing is, we watched Endgame in theaters. And I remember we watched it and we're like,
Yeah,
it was okay.
like, it's alright.
It's alright.
Literally halfway through the movie, it's like, if I get up to pee, I'm gonna miss the next 10 minutes. And that's the problem, because there's so much crammed in this movie, and this
Yeah.
movie's 3 fucking hours long.
I get it's like a finale, but it's
But they kept going.
You remember when watching a long movie didn't feel like a chore?
Yeah.
Like,
That's because movies used to have intermissions.
well, I'm in that. I'm like, someone could be like, hey, Daulton, you want to watch Seven Samurai? And I'll be like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Someone will be like, hey, Daulton, you want to watch Avengers Infinity War? And I'll be like, no.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with Marvel is that they don't let the films breathe.
Yeah. You want to watch the Snyder Cut? What am I, a moron?
Oh.
Am I on meth?
Abandoned ship! Richie's and Richie's first!
You're
Hi.
gonna break your own mic.
Hi, I'm Zack Snyder. I repeatedly lose you studios a bunch of money. What are you going to do about it? Oh, well, Mr. Snyder, we'll cancel the low-budget movies and we'll give you more money to make garbage. What do you want to make? I'm going to make a sci-fi epic called Rebel Moon. Okay, Mr. Snyder, what is Rebel Moon? It's Seven Samurai, but I put it into 2 movies for some reason. And also, it's in space, because Kurosawa is cool, even though I clearly took all the wrong lessons from Kurosawa. Okay, Seven Samurai in space. That's definitely never been done before. It's not like there's a whole anime that is literally 7 samurai in space and sci-fi. Zack Snyder, you fucking hack. You are a hack. You should not be allowed to make movies.
I can't take this away from him.
Sucker Punch is one of the worst fucking movies I've seen in my life. And for some reason, studios just keep going, yeah, give that guy money. The guy who took a classic movie, Dawn of the Dead remake is trash, and if you like it, you suck. Yes, I'm serious. It took a movie where the outbreak was ambiguous and was like, oh yeah, it was the Muslims. They did it. I'm just going to straight up imply with this opening credits that's the fault of the Muslims. Because he's racist, too. You guys don't want to admit that.
Yeah.
But he's fucking racist. He sucks. He fucking sucks.
Case in point, the whole Superman debacle.
Yeah. And also, like, DC needed a fucking facelift. I'm sorry. This guy somehow, you guys think he was, like, the savior of cinema or, like, some great artist. He brought Jared Leto back. That was like the one thing we all agreed was bad in those movies. Even the DC fanboys were like, "Oh yeah, no, he
sucks.
He was really bad in Suicide Squad. That his stuff was cut from the Ayer cut, but no, yeah, he was bad. He was bad." And Zach brought him back. He was like, "Hey, weird alleged cult leader, you want to come back and do your shitty Joker again?" I know, but I have to say, allegedly's.
Yeah.
Lawyer.
Or yeah.
Legal shit.
I don't have the money to fight these people.
No, exactly.
Alleged.
Allegedly's. Okay, I've taken this on too long. I've gotten in deep. But, yeah. If you like Zack Snyder and you hate me, please put it down in the comments, because I will happily argue with you.
Engagement!
About how your favorite director is a hack fraud. Watchmen? Bro, he didn't even get the right message in Watchmen. He took the giant squid out and blamed it all on Dr. Manhattan, made him look like it did that. How would a U.S. representative superhero blowing up the entire planet bring everyone together in
Daulton.
harmony?
Daulton. Erin.
Fuck you, Snyder fans. I don't care anymore. Okay, what did you guys want to say?
Erin,
Go home.
you are home.
Congratulations, you're home.
Fuck both of you.
Why me?
You enticed them.
How?
Hey, we have to fill out the episode a little bit.
That's fair.
But I mean, otherwise it would just be like 40 straight minutes of saying how great Hamlet 2 is, which it is.
It is. That was a
That
bit.
was a good movie.
That was a bit of a cathartic therapy for
And,
me.
hey, here's-
See, it's fitting in the process of this movie about how you have to use your art to get out your trauma and do therapy.
Hey, Erin.
And my trauma is putting up with dumbasses who somehow think Zack Snyder has a creative bone in his body.
Buddy, it's okay. It's okay.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny. You guys actually, some of you sat down and you watched the Snyder Cut. It's like 6 hours long, guys.
I have a funny story about the Snyder Cut. So,
Okay.
my dad watched the first 20 minutes of it because he said, "How bad can it be?"
Oh.
He got bored.
I just want to say,
And this
too...
is my dad. He enjoyed Ready Player One.
Okay.
Hey, in your dad's defense there, Ready Player One has Chucky in it. The Snyder Cut does not have Chucky in it.
Also, my whole thing is, like, I looked at the runtime of the Snyder Cut, and I'm like...
No.
Are you smoking crack?
No, I'm like, Persona 5 Royal exists.
I was like, anything else exists.
Yeah, like, Baldur's Gate 3 exists.
Hey, man, you want to watch the new Zack Snyder movie? Nah, I don't have CTE.
It's a good thing this is in the spoiler section. Okay. Now that we're coming out of the
That's the brain injury.
I know, yeah.
From like taking too many hits
to the head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Whatever.
Jesus, I mean, I get it, but fuck.
I didn't try to do MMA and fail.
Jesus. Okay.
So we're gonna talk about the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight.
I don't get too into football with my buds. Take a bad hit to the head and go, oh man, let's go have drinks at a craft brewery.
All right.
Babe.
Now let me ask you something, Daulton.
Fucking window.
Daulton.
Yeah, and have I gone there once?
No, that's fair.
I hate craft breweries.
Daulton.
They are a scourge.
Daulton, I have a question to ask you. If we take it out of spoilers now,
Yes.
are you gonna be cool as a cucumber? Cool. Out of spoilers. Total. Nothing to spoil in this movie at all. Skip that entire section. Especially because I like living.
You didn't miss anything.
You didn't really miss much.
No, go watch that section. I want to hear your thoughts. Go on. You want to fight me? Go ahead. I'll meet you. I will fight you. I like to fight.
You're
I'm being cool.
Okay, I think
You're a fucking jackass.
I think we have to cut that out so we don't get in legal trouble.
How will we get in legal trouble?
Some people will interpret that as a threat.
No, I just said I like to fight.
With
Yeah, we also said I will fight
verbally
you.
in
Those are
Minecraft.
fighting words.
If they want to fight me, they can send their address. We will have a gentleman's tiff. We will have a little quarrel.
Okay, give him that. That was funny.
That was actually pretty funny.
Sir, I shall engage in a rousing round of fisticuffs.
In Minecraft.
There's nothing illegal about me saying if someone wants to fight me, they can fight me. That's literally not illegal.
I'm gonna be the one cleaning up this mess.
Anyway.
It's not illegal.
Okay, yes. Anyway, Hamlet 2 was fun. Both watching Steve Coogan and Daulton's yarns unravel was funny.
It is, however, legal to say I want to.
Again?
But you see, the way I did it there, that's perfectly fine, because I'm telling you, you shouldn't do that.
Okay, Daulton.
Alright, I gotta go.
Daulton, one more. Daulton, you do that again.
One more from you. And
One
the
more of
podcast
those.
is over.
One more of those, and I'm hiring a new fucking editor. I can't keep up with you.
Cool, it'll come out of your paycheck.
Everybody loves me. I'm the host of the podcast.
I swear to God, Daulton, if you make me jump through one of these fucking
This is why we can't have
bleeps.
nice things.
Anyway, you know what?
Neighbors aren't banging on the wall.
Anyway,
Sponsors hit me up.
anyway, I'm gonna have to bleep out that entire thing. Anyway, next, that was a good movie, Daulton. I love you and I fucking hate you. So now we bring it into
Anime.
the theme month that we actually do this month.
Ooh, anime.
And I'm gonna get my revenge on this son of a bitch with...
As the immortal Soldier Boy once said, anime, you're anime. I'll fuck that bitch any day.
Alright, so, next time
God,
on
you
Killer
haven't done it in a
Score...
long time.
Next time on Killer Score, probably 2 weeks, because I know y'all got something going on next weekend.
That's
Yep.
Wiley.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
2 weeks from now, we are as Sonic the Hedgehog is having a pretty big year, we are going to cover...
Is it?
He's making whoopee.
Oh, good for him.
I mean, Sonic
Good for him.
3's coming out. Knuckles just came out. There's a lot of Sonic stuff going on. And so I'd like to take my dear co-hosts back to
The past to play the shitty games that suck ass?
to watch the shitty, not kind of shitty anime.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
I broke him again.
Okay, so
We're watching Shaun of the Hedgehog.
we're watching Sonic the Hedgehog the movie, or Sonic OVA, or whatever you want to call that 90s thing that came out as the same, I kid you not, the same week as Sonic Adventure 1.
I think I already can tell what I'm gonna like better.
Oh, absolutely. Next time on Killer Score, Sonic OVA from the 90s, signing out.